Although not a world power, India is a country that has made a big impact on the world. This is true not only culturally, but geographically. India is the seventh largest country in the world with the second largest population of 1.2 billion people. To put it in perspective, India has 4 times the population and 1/3 the size of the US, all on one time zone.
Did you know India is the largest democracy in the world? It's made up of 29 states and 7 union territories. Each has its own language and dialect, giving India a total of 19 official recognized languages and 1,652 dialects. Crazy, right? And the interesting part is that India is the largest population of English speakers in the world. Who knew?
But that's not all. Schools in India teach in more than 50 different languages. Better than that, India produces films in over 20 languages, broadcasts radio programs in 71 languages, and publishes newspapers in over 90 languages. A truly amazing display of diversity.
That is not where our diversity and inclusion ends. Did you know that every major religion is represented in India? 4 of these major religions were born right in India: Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism, all of which are followed by 25% of the world's population. When you think of a religious pilgrimage destination, you probably think of the Vatican or Mecca. But did you know that India is the home to the world's largest religious pilgrimage destination? The Vishnu temple in the city of Tirupati, built in the 10th century, averages 50,000 visitors a day, with approximately 19 million visitors a year. To top that off, devotees donate $6 million to the temple every day.
Now let's take a look at what laid the foundation of this amazing country. India's countless achievements and societal contributions go back thousands of years. Culture and education have always been at the very core of our nation.
Did you know over 5,000 years ago, when many cultures were only nomadic forest dwellers, Indians had already established a European culture in the Sindhu Valley? You probably know this better as the Indus Valley Civilization. You may also have heard of Benares, the ancient city. It is the oldest continuously inhabited city in the world today. On top of that accomplishment, the world's first university was established in India, in the city of Takshila in 700 BCE, offering more than 60 subjects to over 10,000 students. Where knowledge starts, great achievements follow.
And they did not just get an early start, they made it count. In India, surgery was practiced by Sushruta almost 2,600 years ago. As the father of surgery, along with health scientists of his time, he conducted complicated surgeries like cesareans, cataract, artificial limbs, fractures, urinary stones, and even both plastic surgery and brain surgery. Thankfully, anesthesia was well known and used all over ancient India. Using over 125 types of surgical equipment, a deep knowledge of anatomy, physiology, embryology, metabolism, genetics, and immunology was found and recorded in many ancient texts. Charaka, the father of medicine, consolidated Ayurveda, the earliest school of medicine, 2,500 years ago. In fact, Ayurveda is still being used all over the world and making a comeback in a big way across the globe.
And where there's science, math and astronomy are right around the block. Did you know India invented the number system and developed the decimal system in 100 BCE? Or that the number 0 was invented by Aryabhatta? Even algebra, trigonometry, calculus, and quadratic equations all came from India, dating as far back as the 11th century. In fact, the value of pi was first calculated by Budyana in the 6th century. He also was the first to explain the concept of what is known as the Pythagorean theorem. But before that, in the 5th century, Bhaskaracharya was looking to the stars, and he calculated the time it takes the Earth to orbit the Sun, hundreds of years before the astronomer Smart.
But it was not all work. there was intelligent play as well.
Did you know the strategic game of Shatranj, better known as chess, was invented in India? Even the moral game of snakes and ladders was created in India in the 13th century as a fun way to learn about virtues and vices. Practicing virtues was also done through martial arts and yoga, both of which have their origins in India. These were later spread throughout Asia by Buddhist missionaries.
These amazing achievements would not have been possible without the ability to communicate with others.
Sanskrit, one of the primary languages in India, is the mother of all European languages and the most suitable language for computer software. For example, the word navy was derived from the Sanskrit word nav, which means ship. Actually, the art of navigation was born in the Sindh River 6,000 years ago in India. The very word navigation was derived from the Sanskrit word navgat.
Besides its intellectual wealth, India was once renowned the world over for something else.
Did you know that India was once one of the wealthiest countries in the world? As a matter of fact, up until 1896, it was the only source of diamonds to the world. India's wealth attracted explorers such as Christopher Columbus, who set out looking for a sea route to India. However, he discovered America instead. You're welcome, America.
We did things in a big way then and continue to do so to this day with many a world's largest title to our credit.
The Indian film industry is the largest in the world, producing over 1,800 films annually in 22 languages. This is more than double what Hollywood produces. Even the world's largest 3D IMAX is in Hyderabad, as is the world's largest film studio.
Despite these amazing achievements and accomplishments, one of the true beauties of India is its beautiful geography. From the desert sands to rock beaches to mountain ranges, salt flats and large plains.
This diverse landscape is home to 500 wildlife sanctuaries and 13 reserves, as well as 27 UNESCO heritage sites, like the Taj Mahal. Speaking of geographic diversity, India is also home to the Himalayas, with the highest peak in the world, Mount Everest. The mountain range stretches about 1,500 miles long and is over 23,000 feet at its highest point. From the coldest point to the wettest, Cherrapunji is the wettest spot on Earth. It receives at least 425 inches of rain every year. This is 5 times more than the tropical rainforest of South America.
India has a long and glorious past, standing peaceful and united through the many invasions on her soil. On August 15, 1947, she emerged an independent nation. A debt of gratitude is owed to the brave men and women who gave us this gift of independence, wrapped in the silken strands of peace. We thank and salute you, Gandhiji, Pandit Nehru, Subhash Chandra Bose, Udham Singh, Lokmanya Tilak, Mangal Pandey, Rajguru, Sukhdev and Bhagat Singh, to name a very few. Thank you. Shukriya. Dhanyavad.